Welcome back to another merciless review. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was released on Netflix last week. Now, I've watched it twice, actually. Before we get into this review, I want to make sure that everybody has the chance to like, subscribe. Go ahead, tap that notification bell at the bottom of the screen. I just want to make sure that every time I post something, you guys are fully aware of it. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about this Leatherface review. The only real Leatherface Chainsaw Massacre movie that I really remember is the one with Trey Songz. I don't know why that one specifically sticks out to me, but similar to Halloween and Freddy vs. Jason or whatever, Voorhees, they all kind of do the same thing. These movies always seem to blend in together to me. But that's what was so surprising about this Netflix generated version of the series. I was actually surprised watching this movie. I've gotten a couple of mixed reviews from some of my friends. Some people absolutely loved the movie and some people hated it. I'm actually on the loving side more than I dislike it, you know? I thought that it was very refreshing. It was a really cool take on something that we've seen before, but the way that they did it this time, it just felt different. I don't really know who the director was exactly, but it didn't really feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Maybe because it didn't take place on a barn or in a farm off a dirt road somewhere where there's this behemoth of a man who's mentally insane and wants to butcher you, and his whole family joins in on the festivities. This movie managed to blend in a lot of these different social issues that are going on nowadays with gentrification or race. I really had a fun time divulging this movie and trying to dissect it from beginning to end. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a spoiler warning at this point. You know, the movie is on Netflix. You could go ahead and watch it, come back to the review, and we could go ahead and chop it up. But I'm going to talk about contents of the movie that are going to ruin it if you haven't seen it, starting now. Holy, the murder scenes in this movie were so nasty. There were so many parts that I literally had to look away. Leatherface was cutting off people's flesh and breaking their bones and stabbing them with it and running around this ghost town like it was his. In this movie, there's a group of young adults who seem to have bought in this ghost town. It is an abandoned area in which they're trying to gentrify. They want to, you know, repaint the walls and bring in new people and open up their little stores. It seemed like they were social media famous and they were really pushing towards this event where they were going to come to this ghost town and they were going to try and sell it to all these potential buyers. As they're preparing to do this event, they stumble across one of the town's ladies and they think that she isn't supposed to be there. There's this big ass commotion where the lady has a heart attack. She gets sent to the emergency room and she dies on the way, and her son is none other than Leatherface. I don't know the last Leatherface movie or what he looks like, so for me, the representation of this murderous man was pretty spot on. I mean, he was towering over everybody and seemed to be mentally unstable. All it took was for the mom to pass away for this guy to go off the rails, man. He literally killed everybody that crossed his path with anything that he could grab. You know, this movie was surprisingly suspenseful and my blood pressure felt the same way. I was on the edge of my seat, really trying to calm down watching this movie because the way that they were just directing everything and the cinematography all laid out, everything just tied in together. And I think that it made a really good and awesome gory movie. For me, horror movies are supposed to come out in the fall, you know, October-ish, November-ish. So to have a February horror movie this good and this surprising, like I said, was absolutely refreshing. And I love this take on this movie. If you follow the trend, you'll see that they've redone Scream. They're bringing back Halloween. Even Chucky had some sort of show that I never even wasted my time to watch. You know, they just really are bringing back a lot of these nostalgic early 90s to late 2000 horror moguls. There were a couple of character deaths that I absolutely love, like the bus driver who wanted to get out for absolutely no reason. Man, stay your ass on the bus. People are dying. Why are you trying to be the hero? All you have is a flashlight. That's why he had his head chopped off. I hated how the black guy went out. It was pretty nasty. They left him out there in the rain. But one character that did surprise me was this property manager dude with the big old gun, and you'll see him in the beginning of the movie. I really felt that he was in on it the whole time, or that he knew who Leatherface was or the mother or something. He just had this very ominous characterism to him, you know. I just felt like he was dabbling in the dark arts or something with these people, you know, because in the old Texas Chainsaw Massacres, like I told you in the beginning, the whole family's a part of it. But this guy ends up dying, proving that he had nothing to do with it the whole time. One of the characters from the earlier movies shows face in this one, trying to do this redemption kill. You know, she's lived her life maybe harboring these feelings towards Leatherface, and now that she has the opportunity, she hopped along to come and try to save the day. And she made this big ass scene like she's about to hop out and wreck shop, and Leatherface freaking chops her in half like a piece of salami, dude. It was really pitiful, really sad, and it reminded me a lot of this Halloween movie where that main character was trying to prepare for Jason the whole time, and he did, or Michael Myers, I don't know what his freaking name is or who it is at this point, but yeah, this movie was pretty good. For the most part, I had a really good time. It was easy to keep up with everybody. I love that the murders were isolated. There's a part where Leatherface is in this damn bus just chopping everyone up like a butcher shop. It was crazy. I'm gonna give this revamped Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie a 7 out of 10. And even though that was a big mouthful to say right there, I enjoyed this movie. And just because it's not a 10 out of 10, I don't want you all to think that it wasn't absolutely amazing. You know, I had a great time watching it. I really believe that you all will too, if you enjoy that gore and pumpkin head smashing type of violence. But you already know what it is, man. It's your boy Merc. It's been a pleasure, but I'm out.
I'm really only trying to make it to the top. Most times I'm pessimistic, still I give it all I got. Did what I had to do to make it out. Had to get it right cause my shit, it was coming out. I had a man up and put that money in my mouth. So when these niggas talk, I ain't trying to hear them out.